Assalamu alaikum. Suleiman Rahim here, Messenger of the Covenant, breaker of the seven seals. Welcome, brothers and sisters. Another session of War Talk. Brothers and sisters, we are at war. We've been at war with this beast for nearly 500 years. 600 years if you include the preparations. 500 years nearly. We've been at war. And you would not know it if you listen to these demons, because they would make you think that, we came over here on a visa. It's their whole purpose, is to deceive you, to confuse you, to distract you from what exactly is happening to you. They've been at war with you. See, they're trying to convert you into themselves. They won't be sad. They're not satisfied with you unless you act as they act. That's what law is all about. Law reflects your culture. So their law reflects their culture. If you obey their law, that means that you have succumbed to their culture. If you don't obey the law, then they kill you or imprison you. So in other words, if you don't follow their culture, their ways, don't become one of them, right? Then you're doomed. If you try to exert your own nature, right? Assert your own nature, then you're destroyed. And we just don't understand that. See? The more you act like them, the more successful you are in society, the more successful in this world's life. The Quran said this world's life is opposed to the hereafter. This world's life is whose life? It's Adam's life. He's the one that was given control. That's why I said if you go along with this world's life, then there's no push for you in the hereafter. If you accept it. We was told to submit. So we did. See? But just because you submit to something, that means you go along with it. See? So they're trying to change our nature. And one of the ways is by these demons. They're trying to change our nature. That's destruction. Don't you understand that? That's the ultimate destruction, is to change one's nature. That's better than killing them. Because if you kill them, then there's no profit there. But if you convert their nature, then now they're serving you. Then you get energy, you get work from them. There's never been a war like this ever. That's why I call it unprecedented times. There's never been a war like this ever against the original people. By definition, they're trying to destroy you. They're saying you have to conform to their ways, their ideas, otherwise you'd be destroyed. You say, isn't that a conflict? We was told to submit. Yes, submit, hands up, but that don't mean you betray your nature. So okay, yeah, I'll do what you ask me to do, but you still maintain your nature. But you're giving up your nature altogether. You give up your seed altogether. I mean, how can it be more fundamental than that? You even give up your seed to them. That's your nature. Your seed is your nature. And you're giving up your seed to them. See? Elijah Muhammad said, they're out to destroy you, and to continue to destroy you. You don't understand the depth and the meaning of destroy. You think, well, they're trying to kill you. Well, yes. They didn't want to kill the slaves. What was the point of killing the slaves? They wanted to work the slave. Why are you going to buy a slave to kill them? You only use it as an example. You wanted to work the slaves. You didn't want to kill them. You wanted energy. You wanted to steal their energy. And when you understand the mathematics of what I've been teaching, you understand that what that's all about. Racism. The whole idea is to steal other people's energy. To refocus it. To make them use their energy for your purposes. For your vision. So we're going to talk about some of that, today. Because it's very simple. That's why they call it in the Bible the simplicity of Christ. Because all this is very simple. But the point is, for the analytical mind, it's very complicated. You know, I have a saying, you know, simple minds complicate, my complex minds simplify. Simple minds complicate. In other words, simple minds make things complicated, and complex minds make things simple. Simple minds complicate, complex minds simplify. So the analytical mind will not understand anything we're talking about, I'm talking about, they will not. But it's very simple. Because if you understand pressure, pressure is very simple to understand. People think it's very complicated mathematics. No, it's about the simplest mathematics you can think of. But most of us still not thinking mathematically. Most of us still not thinking, you know, they're not even trying. See? So we're going to show, and we're going to show in the simplest terms, and so you can see for you, see if you can make sense of it yourself. Because basically, what do you have in the universe? You have light and darkness. Those are the most fundamental things. It starts out in Revelation. I mean, in Genesis, right? In the beginning, it was darkness, and light came out of darkness. See, yeah, it's only two stages: darkness and light. See, and darkness is the absence of light. What does darkness do? It absorbs light. It absorbs it. It doesn't give anything back. It absorbs it. But what light does, it emits light. It doesn't ask for anything back. Like the sun, it emits light. It's very simple. So you could tell who are the sons of darkness, the sons and daughters of darkness, as opposed to who the sons and daughters of light are. Because the sons and daughters of light are those who are emitting light. They're shining. And the sons and daughters of darkness are the ones who absorb the light. They're taken, but they're not giving anything back. See, in other words, you're giving energy, you're emitting energy, right? You're emitting, and you're not asking anything back. But they're absorbing, and they're not giving anything back. I mean, I should end it right here. That should be clear enough right there. That should be case closed right there. I shouldn't have to say anything to follow up on that, because that right there is the wisdom of that's the wisdom of what's going on right now. You can define everything what's going on right now just in the simplest terms. See? You take Farrakhan, for instance. He absorbs light. He doesn't give any. You give him energy, you give him energy. He gets nothing back. He gets nothing back. And you have Superman. He's emitting light like you've never seen before. You've never seen light like this before. Oh, there's nothing. When in the darkness, right, things are invisible, aren't they? In the darkness, things become invisible. You can't see them because there's no light, right? But in Suleiman's universe, there's no darkness because everything is visible. The jinn are visible, the angels are visible, God is visible, right? The Jal is visible. Everybody's visible. Everything is visible. The atoms are visible. Everything, because that's light. In Farrakhan's where everything is in darkness. He even tell you, oh, it's about some originator, all this stuff, and somebody making babies in the womb and all this kind of nonsense. You can't see, you can't prove. And he just absorbs. You give him energy, and he gives nothing back. You say, well, what about Elijah? He took, but Elijah Muhammad never said, right, he was a star. He said he was a moon that was reflecting the light of a star. What does a moon do? Right? It receives the light, but it doesn't keep it. It reflects it back, and that's what Elijah did. You gave him, and he gave you back. Can't you see how simple this is, brothers and sisters? He gave you back. He gave you back. See, that's why he says a moon. But you give Farrakhan, he gives you nothing back. Nothing. He absorbs all your energy. He gives you nothing back. Nothing. There's nothing to show for it. Nothing. How simple can you make it? As Elijah Muhammad said, the truth would be so simple, even a fool would not err. So if you err, it means you're great. You're better, worse than a fool. Our sun is a star, but it's one of the weakest stars. It's not a real bright star. It's one of the smallest stars there are, because the smallest star operates off of hydrogen. Right? That's the simplest atom there is. Hydrogen, just protons. Protons, that's all. See. But hydrogen is a second level atom. It's two protons to make up helium. And our sun operates over helium. It's fueled by helium. So it shines bright. It shines brighter than a hydrogen star. Right? But it doesn't shine as bright as a carbon star or iron star. Because it's the simplest, it's a stage 2 star. You got stage 1 star, which is hydrogen, and you got stage 2 star, which is helium. And you got stars at stage 100, 200, up uranium, fueled by uranium. Those stars are like thousands of times bigger than our sun, if you can believe that. You got stars thousands of times larger than our sun, but they're fueled and they're super bright. They're super. We have to be very far away from those stars because they have so much energy. They emit so much energy. They shine so bright. That's why we can see them so far away. See, they're bright. They're billions of miles away, yet we still see them. And so you can tell, right, what a star is fueled by how bright it shines. Or if it shines at all. A star that doesn't shine is a dead star. That means it's not shining. That means it's not fueled by anything. So you can tell the people who are for real and who are not for real. Because those are real, they're shining. Because they got fuel. If they're fueled by the angel, they're shining. Because there's no one else is shining on this planet but the angel. There's no other star on this planet that's shining but the angel. Because everybody else they're stars. Because they have no fuel. Once you get the knowledge of Israel, you know that. Because everything for them is invisible. I mean, how simple can it be, brothers and sisters? Everything for them is invisible. You got Hindus, everything is invisible. Oh, they make some idols, but the real thing you can't see. Those are just representations of it. See? The Christians, everybody's invisible. The angels are invisible, Jesus is invisible, the devil's invisible, Satan's invisible, heaven's invisible, hell's invisible. Everything's invisible because it's in the dark. Because they don't exist. So as soon as everything's invisible with them, the jinn is invisible, Allah is invisible, angels are invisible, right? In spite of the fact that angels supposed to submit to Adam, but yet still they're invisible. He can't see them, but he rules them. Everything with them is invisible because they're in darkness. They're not stars. They're not stars. But when you come to the angel, everything is visible. There's nothing invisible. Nothing. Everything is bright. See, he exposed all the way down to the atoms. That means he's the brightest star ever. The brightest star ever. The angel, because it's fueled by the angel. It's the brightest star ever. It says we'll be the brightest star ever because we'll be in intense darkness and you need the brightest star ever to destroy that darkness. Because that's what's destroying the darkness, the light. The light destroys darkness. And that's how I said this world will be destroyed by the angel, by the light. How simple can it be, brothers and sisters? See? And I know those who are for real and who ain't for real, and what's going on, what's not going on. I mean, I can see clearly. That's one thing that it tells you, right, in the Quran, that those elevated places. See, if you're blind, then you think everybody's blind. You can't comprehend that people can see you. I see clearly. I see much clearer than you might think I see. Because based on this here, it's clear. If you're shining, right, that means that you're fueled by the angel. And the brighter you're shining, the greater you're fueled, the greater you're being filled. See? So we put it in simple terms. If you feel about one chapter, then you're going to be at 1 degree, right? Atom, 1 degree star. If you're about 2 chapters, then you're a 2 degree star. If you're all about 22, then you're a 22 degree star. Look at it in that sense. See? But if you feel by none of it, then you're a dark star. You're not. All you're doing is absorbing these. All you're doing is absorbing these videos and this truth, and you ain't. And you're not shining anything. You're just absorbing it. So that means you're the darkness. Because if you was fueled by it, you'd be shining. And the more you shine, the more that demonstrates the greater your fuel, the more fuel you have. Because anybody that have any glimpse of the angel knows this truth is universal. It covers the whole universe from start to finish, and in detail, and inward and outward. It covers everything. I mean, there's nothing that once you start studying the angel, if you go watch these presentations, there's nothing that's left to be uncovered. I expose everything and can prove it all. From one end of the universe to the other, from the atom to the stars, to the smallest atom to the largest star. See? The mind, gender, all of it. See? The creation process they call evolution was all backwards. I mean, what is there left, brothers and sisters, that have not revealed, exposed, uncovered? It says that what Suleiman would do. So if you are being fueled by it, then you'll be shining. And the more you're fueled by it, the greater you'll be shining. So if you're not shining, that means you're not being fueled by the angel. You're fueled by something else. You absorb your darkness, and you're absorbing it. See? But you're not going to fuel it because you're a dark star. You're absorbing your darkness. See, we have creatures of darkness in this world. Just like a parasite. It's a creature of darkness. It absorbs blood. It doesn't give anything back. It comes on. It's a parasite. Parasites, that's what they do. Leeches. See? That's what you got, like, in all these ministers and preachers and Farrakhan and Silas. They're all creatures of darkness. They absorb light, but they give nothing back. They claim they're angels of light, but they give nothing back. They absorb, give me, and nothing in return. See? They're not even moons. Elijah Muhammad was a moon. He reflected light. But these are just darkness. These are so dark stars. This is very simple stuff, brothers and sisters. See? It says Suleiman would make stars. Not moons, stars. See, he would ignite stars. He would ignite stars. The angel is so powerful, it's so bright that it had to be ignited by another star. That's where it says, that's the way, where you think the idea of thermonuclear bombs came from. I keep telling you, all this knowledge they have came from the sealed Bible. They don't even realize it. See? Because it's written, it was revealed on their wavelength, so they pick it up, even if they consciously, the conscious ideas are still there. Like every action has opposite equal reaction. It says, how does it say in the sealed Bible? You reap what you sow is the same idea. See? So they was able to translate into mathematics. And the idea is right there in there, that you have a sealed Bible inside the Bible. That's right there. Anybody that doesn't have anything about the angel, anything about the Bible, it says right there. It says Daniel sealed, Revelation. That means you got a sealed book inside of a book. And that's the whole concept that generated the thermonuclear bomb. Because they have a bomb inside of a bomb. And they know the bomb inside would blow up the bomb, the bomb outside. It would take the outside bomb to ignite the inside bomb. Because when it explodes, it's so powerful, it produces enough pressure to ignite the inner bomb. But when the inner bomb ignites, it blows away the outer bomb. And that's exactly, it tells you, if you got a basic reading of the Bible, you have to break the seals to see that. Because it tells you, it says, the Revelation, once was unsealed, it's right there. That it blew away that reality, the old reality. So I will make all things new. It says it right there. It said, once the seal is broken, that means you're blowing away the reality of the whole Bible. It's right there. The concepts are right there. And all this reality you see right now, right, is a result of the angel. is also a result of, right? It's also, well, let me put it another way, right? It's a result of our nation being birthed, because it's not the result of angel. Let me back that one up, right? That's the second stage. The first stage will begin in 1948. See, with the battle, the final battle between Antichrist and the Christ. At that time, we came out of energy deprivation. Now we're in the stage of self-imposed energy deprivation by our enemies to get us to misdirect our enemy. But at that point in time, right, that started the new reality, because the Christ came on the scene. He's coming with this, with the Christ mind. It says Ancient of Days. Why do you call him? They call him Ancient of Days, because he's going back to the old ways. He's returning us back to where we were. Why I call him the Ancient of Days? It says his ways is as the going of old. It says ways would be as the going of old. That means we're going to return back to our original nature, original culture, original ways, which was the righteous ways where they returned us against. So he coming on the scene, he's bringing in a new mind. That's the spatial mind starting to assert itself. And that's what you see all this technology, because they didn't have it before that. That's the assert of the spatial mind asserting itself. But we in here with evil technicians who's taken our spatial energy and converted it into their uses. They're diverting it, converting it, distorting it, right, for their purposes. They're taking our ideas and using it against us. That's why Muhammad has to take us away. We're the prey, we're the gold and silver. He has to take us away and marry us to righteous technicians. So we say be, right? The is would be a positive is. See, but energy, light is pressure. See, and darkness is no pressure at all. And so that's why light dispels darkness, destroys darkness, it destroys it. It destroys it. And so right now, this world has been destroyed by the spatial mind of Suleiman, right? Growing every day since 1948. And so that's where all this stuff started coming into existence. They didn't have all this before it was over here. See, just us being over here started it actually, but it kicked into gear in 1948. They had no technology, anything for their boys over here. They had no technology, no idea of technology. They tell you about Joseph. When Joseph, they had to get Joseph, and Joseph had to teach them how to do anything. That's the whole story about Joseph. They remember that story. They're confused. They was confused by everything. The king says, well, "What are we going to do?" So he had to tell them what to do. He had to solve a riddle. That's complicated. That's technology. See, he didn't just come in. He had to solve something. He had to solve some mathematics for them. See, the king heard, but he didn't know what it was. See, he saw the mathematics, but he didn't know what it was. So he said, "Joseph, explain this mathematics to me." So Joseph explained it to him. And then they took that mathematics that he explained to him and used it to imprison his children. He turned it against us. They didn't have any technology, anything. This is coming from our minds. But they have control of it. Just like our music, right? The so-called rap music and everything, right? It was powerful in what they did. They got hold to it, what they did, and then they corrupted. At first it was a positive message. And now it's bitch, hoe, nigga this, and bitch this, and hoe that. They're taking our minds and using it. Whatever you see right here, this technology is coming from our minds. They didn't have it before. It's the embryonic stage of our birth. See, it's just telling you, this is just the beginning. This is the baby crying, this technology. What's going to happen when the baby starts talking and start walking and start thinking? See, this will be a byword. They didn't come from them, it came from us. If they didn't come from us, how come they're the only nation that's innovated like they are here in America? How come it's not coming out of Germany? How come it's not coming out of France? How come it's not coming out of Russia? Right? How come it's not coming out of Ukraine? How come it's just coming out here? It's not even coming out of Canada. It's not even coming out of Australia. It's coming out of here. Because we're fueling it with our spatial minds. And they're taking it and using it for their purpose. That's why it says the gold, Egypt had the gold and silver. They had us. And God said, let my people go so they will serve me. See? He wants to serve. If we were just dumb niggas of no value, what would he want with us to serve him for? He wanted the gold and silver to serve him so we can marry the positive, we can marry the spatial with the righteous technical. Then we build a kingdom that will last forever, make all things new, blow away this. Because it took all that pressure of that sealed Bible. That's why I told submit. See, because we were right in the center of it. So it took all that pressure, 464 years of all that intense building up pressure, right? That's where a thermonuclear bomb works. The fission has to explode, and it explodes, it creates so much pressure that it forces ignites the inner one. And so they took all, and then it ignited Suleiman. See? And Master Muhammad said Elijah led to prepare the Levites for that explosion. See? But they're going to be blown away by it because they didn't get prepared. They was fooled by the darkness. See? Son of perdition. I've said much more than I need to say. I should have stopped in the very first few minutes when I explained how darkness and light works. See? Right there, that should look around and see who's generating light, who's absorbing the light and giving nothing back. Because there's no stars, there's no bright stars out there. There's dark stars. They absorb light. There's no moons out there reflecting light. The moon, Elijah Muhammad left, that was it. The moon went away. So then we at least had the moon. We at least had the moon that reflected Master Muhammad's light. But when he was gone, we had nothing but darkness. And so all the energy was being absorbed by all these dark stars, claiming to be moons, claiming to be stars, and these darkness. They're absorbing light. And so just give them. And what you see, you don't see nothing in return. Nothing. See? But the analytical mind cannot think this way. This makes no sense to them whatsoever. See? Come on, well, that's an analogy. How you know that applies to this? Well, whatever. We're not trying to convince them. It's very simple, brothers and sisters. So you look around, if you see something that's shining, it's not fueled by this light, because the only thing that's shining is the stars that's fueled by the angel. And if they're not shining, they're not being fueled by this light. They're not being fueled by the angel. See? Or they sitting around just absorbing the light from the angel. See? So you would know how, like I said, by how if they're shining, that means they're being fueled by the angel. They're not shining, right? The more they fuel, the brighter they will shine. Some takes a little while, longer than others, to be ignited, and then they shine very bright. But not shining, brothers and sisters, that means they're not fueled by this angel. They're not fueled by it. So they may think they're fooling me, not fooling me, they're fooling themselves, as the Quran says. They think they deceive Allah, right? They don't deceive themselves. It's very simple, brothers and sisters. See? And the idea, you know that whether Suleiman's real or not, because if you go and check what he's saying, right? Because you know everything is visible, and you can check and prove it. So you know it's being fueled by something. And you know they're not. Because you know if you go out there and ask the preacher, and you ask Farrakhan, you ask Silas, and all these other clowns, they have no idea about any of this stuff. They start telling you about, they remember how you, I know you don't remember, but Elijah Muhammad said, he would say that, as soon as you ask the preacher something, man, they all start rolling around their head, start pointing up and all this kind of stuff. They have no idea what the hell they're talking about. He's talking about God, and they roll, I start rolling their head, everything. And they're still doing that now. You get Farrakhan talking about some mysterious originator who's in everybody's womb making babies. He couldn't tell you what a dragon was to save his lion ass. He can't tell you who the jinn are. Ask them. He cannot tell you. He cannot even tell you who the angels are. He said, well, God's a man, but then he tell you he's in everybody's womb making babies. So does he, so in other words, is God my father? Or, I mean, what is it? And we have no power over that. We have nothing to do with that. God is in the womb doing that, right? I said, okay, well, you heard of microscopes? I mean, they look down there, don't see nobody waving back at them. So he's in the invisible world too, because he's darkness too. All of them are. Ask them these questions. Ask simple questions. Ask who these things are. Ask who the demons are. They don't even talk about demons. They have no idea what a demon is. And those of you who've been listening, if you're listening and you really fueled by the angel, you know these things are true. You know who all these things are. There's nothing invisible in your world. Nothing invisible in your world. Nothing is invisible in your world, in your reality. But everything is invisible in their reality. And the darker they are, the more things are invisible. That's how you know. We're talking about how intensity is light. Well, you can tell the intensity of darkness, right? By how much in the world is visible. How much in the world is visible. And in the Christian world, nothing is visible. Nothing. In the Sunni world, nothing is visible. In the Hindu world, nothing is visible except the statues. I mean, they got something, to show. But they only reflection of what's supposed to be, and that's supposed to exist as invisible. Well, sisters, this is very clear, very simple stuff. See, this is stuff that if anybody over there in Farrakhan land got any brains at all, they should be able to see clearly. After this, should ignite a few stars over there, because that's what we're about, igniting stars. But you have to be a star to ignite a star. The Sulamite would ignite stars. Not moons, stars. See? Master Muhammad set up a star, set up a moon, set up Elijah Muhammad. He was a powerful moon. He reflected all the light that Master Muhammad gave him. You gave Elijah Muhammad energy, right? And he returns it back to you in the forms of jobs, right? And schools, right? Industry. If you Farrakhan, you get nothing back with yak, and yak. And he don't know that even a yak is stupid. Makes no sense. The darkness doesn't realize it's darkness. And it's the light that destroys darkness. And that's where this technology is growing. This technology, but they lose control of it. See, because they're technicians, but all this stuff, technology thing you see is from our minds. But the light, the light, right, dispels the darkness. So they lose control of it. They lose control of it. That's why everything's falling apart in America, because they're using our light, and they're absorbing it. They're trying to control it, right? But they can't. It's getting too powerful for them. So all these different things they come up with, all of a sudden now they lose control of it, right? See? All that technology, everything is backfiring against them because they can't control it, because the pressure of light destroys darkness. And that's one way we're destroying them, by giving all this technology that they can't handle now. They're trying to use it. It's out of control. All they say now this virus is a result of their technology. That's what they're telling you. So that's something that got out of control, right? AIDS was a result of technology got out of control. Nuclear technologies got out of control. Now they got the Chinese about to blow their ass away. And where the technology come from? Came from America, right? Cyber war, where'd that come from? It hit America. Now they've been threatened with that. They lose control because our pressure is blowing them away. That's one form of our pressure on them. One form of our pressure on them is this technology, and now it's blowing. It's backfiring on them. And then we got the technology of the weather. That's pressure also. See. That's influenced by us. Music, all of it. Now, oh man, they're worried about the music now. See? Everything. They lose control of it. Because we bring a new world, and it's destroying the darkness. Darkness cannot The darkness cannot control it. It's trying, it can't. See? It's all pressure. I keep telling you, thought is pressure, so spatial mind is... How does spatial mind exert pressure? By putting spatial ideas. And spatial ideas is pressure. And the greater the greater mind, the greater we develop, the greater pressure is going to be, the greater idea is going to be. That means somebody has to control those ideas. And they're not strong enough to control those ideas. Because they was made weak and they're not controlled. You understand it, brothers and sisters? I keep saying thought is pressure. So from the spatial mind, the thought would be spatial ideas. So now we're growing as a nation, so ideas become stronger, stronger, stronger. But we're right here, right? That means that's putting pressure. That means we're changing the world according to our thoughts. And this world that we're changing would blow them away. They're trying to control it. But it's blowing them away. Because our ideas against their ideas. That's why I said that would be the one thing, so knowledge would be increased. That's what it said in Daniel. Knowledge would be increased. Why? Because now the crisis come on the scene, right? And then that's stage one, right? And the stage two is he ignites the angel. Boom. Like this two-stage bomb. Bam. I mean, his existence, right? It fueled this technology. And then at night, that second phase, night the angel. I mean, that's just... See? Hope you understand, brothers and sisters. I'm trying to make it as simple as possible. I said we get closer and closer, I'll make things simpler as possible. I don't think you make any simpler than this. If thought is pressure, right, then that means what kind of thought that we produce? We produce spatial thought. See? So, how are they dealing with it? It's putting pressure on them. See? Because they got it's a war between spatial thought and analytical thought. So they're trying to use analytical to control our spatial thought. But the spatial thought is it's building more and more pressure on them, and then lower pressure, greater pressure destroys lower pressure. So now their lower pressure is being transformed, right, towards our creation, and they're trying to keep their creation going. See, they got that. They're trying to get this analytic, trying to get this a cyborg, right? What I said, it's a mechanical, electronic. See, but we bring in the spatial, which is biological. Perfect our biological creation. So you got the two concepts opposing each other, but ours is growing. And they're trying to use that spatial energy that we're producing, that we're generating, right? To use that spatial energy to take and bring their vision in. And so that's why they're trying to get you off base by getting you to divert your energy into their cause. Self-imposed energy deprivation. The American dream, you're not going anywhere, so if you're not going anywhere, then you might as well invest your energy into their dream. That's the whole idea behind all this. And Farrakhan's right in the middle of it, because he's the main one. Say you ain't going anywhere. If they tell you not going anywhere, it means they trying to force you to invest your energy in their dream, which is against us, because he's a chief demon. I don't know how I can make it any clearer, but I think I'm gonna leave it there, because I'm saying the same thing over and over again. Just saying the same different ways. It's very simple. See? So we look around and find out who's what and what's what. If you're not shining, then you're not fueled by the angel. Your darkness just absorbing the light. See? And that takes a strain on me personally, because that diverts my energy, and I'm all about shining this angel. And then what they want to do is try to get me to stop shining this angel, trying to turn it off. See, so if they can come and divert me in any kind of way with all kinds of BS and everything else, that serves their purpose. They're working for the enemy. This last week has been my lowest productive week in years, because I've been diverted by all kinds of nonsense. And I'm not going to allow it to happen anymore. Because my mission is to shine, to get this light out. That's why I call him the Son of Man. That's why in the angel, he's shown as a star. I mean, brothers and sisters, it's so simple. He's shown as a star, as a sun, because he's shining. He's the high priest. He's shining. He's giving light. See? He's giving light to the earth and to the sea and to the darkness. He's giving light. See? And there's those trying to block that light. They get me to turn the light off. Divert me. See? And if you are of the angel, then you'll be shining light. You won't be shining as bright as I'm shining, right? Because I got 30 years experience, 30 years ahead of you. But you will be shining. If you're not shining, then you're not fueled by the angel. You're just not fueled by the angel. As simple as that. See? We're told in Daniel about blandishment. It said many will clean you by blandishment. Read what blandishment. That means they'll come and say, yeah, man, with you, click, 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 click. What that mean? It don't mean nothing. Are you shining? See? Oh, yeah, I'm with you, man. And, yeah, I agree. But they're not shining. That means they ain't with you. They're not a star. It says that it says in Daniel, I shall get the verse, says, many will cling to you by blandishment. Trying to pretend they're a star. If they're a star, they'll be ignited. And it says Suleiman will be the only, what it says in the Quran, he'll be the only star shining. Where it says, the Bible says he walked the winepress alone. See? But that's what it said. He would be, initially, he'd be doing it by himself. Many would come and go, but they couldn't be ignited. They couldn't ignite them. So they're just dead stars absorbing light. But said all our people will be ignited. See, very soon. Hope you understand, brothers and sisters. You got the angels of light and the angels of darkness. Hope I covered everything here, but I mean, like I said, the first 5 minutes should have been enough. The first 2 or 3 minutes should have been enough. Once you understand the nature of darkness and light. Once you understand that, Farrakhan should have been toasted a long time ago. See? We know Master from Muhammad's light because we saw his light be reflected in Elijah Muhammad. Elijah Muhammad reflected light. If you gave Elijah Muhammad, you got back because he reflected the light that you gave him. He reflected the light of Master from Muhammad, and he reflected the light that you give him. That's the energy you give him. You give him energy, he gives you energy back in another form. He converts energy to another form. That's what it says. Time traveling is converting energy from one form to another. So Elijah Muhammad converted energy because that's what moons do, and that's what stars do. He converted energy from one form to another. So you gave energy to him, he gave it back to his form of jobs and schools and things like that. But when you talk to Farrakhan, you give him energy, he converts it to nothing. He just absorbs it because he's darkness. Darkness cannot produce light. They just absorb it. That's how you know he's darkness. That's how he's the son of perdition, son of hell, son of darkness. He hasn't produced any light, none. See, and so he gives you things, they call it like Scientology and all that BS that, and Sunnism. And the Sunnis, they darkness themselves, because everything in their world is dark. You go in the world, if you go into the world, you don't go into the world of light, because as soon as you step over there, all you get is bombarded by darkness. Who's the jinn? I don't know, dark, you can't see. Who's the angel? You can't see. Who's Allah? You can't see. Where's heaven? You can't see it. Where's hell? You can't see it. Damn, what the hell are you over there for? How are they enlightening you? You can't see a damn thing. Everything is dark. Brother, sister, how can it be any clearer than that? You run to the church, the preacher, and you run here, and to get light, and does he light the world up for you? Where's Jesus? You can't see him. Where's the angel? You can't see him. Where's God? You can't see him. Where's the devil? You can't see him. Where's demons? You can't see him. Where's hell? You can't see him. So what the hell are you over there for? You can't see a damn thing. Like the crowd said, it'd be so dark you can't see a hand in front of your face. Because there's nothing but darkness over there. But you come over here and the light's so light, so bright, it blinds you if you don't be careful. Because there's nothing in darkness over here. And you can prove everything I say. Everything I say, you can prove it. There's no darkness over here. There's nothing. Maybe that's why I wear these shades, because it's so bright. There's nothing but light over here. You get light over here. All your questions get answered. And we don't tell you about none spooky stuff and that you can't see it or whatever. We don't tell you about it like that. We tell you, we expose everything to you. This is light. This said to be a light source. Says the light will shine bright, 7 times brighter than the sun. What they call in the Quran, the light of piercing darkness. The piercing light. This is exactly how they say it. See? Hope you understand, brothers and sisters. It's very simple. But if you're a demon, you're not going to understand it. If you're analytical, you're not going to understand it. Because the angel is spatial. It comes from a spatial mind. See? And we need to be married to a righteous mind. That's what we're talking about the wedding of the Lamb, right? See? Where's it talk about that in chapter 19? That's the marriage between the Lamb and the God. The spatial mind, analytical mind. That's why I call Master Prophet Muhammad right there, right? Faithful and true. It's all there, brothers and sisters. Okay. We got to get married to a righteous mind, righteous technical mind. That's the whole story about David. See, he saw Bathsheba, righteous spatial. That's one, but she was married to an abusive husband. So he killed the husband and took her for a wife, and she produced Suleiman. Brothers and sisters, all there. But you need the unsealed Bible, and that's what it's doing, is blowing all this away. Because we answer all questions. There's no mysteries over here. Hope you understand, brothers and sisters. All this technology you see right here, it's just in beyond, it's baby stuff. But it's coming from our minds. It just show you, if this is where we start off at, it's just like little toys that little babies play with. What happens when we become a big boy and a big girl all start playing with big boy and big girl toys, right? Do little rattles don't mean anything anymore. Now they're playing with Lamborghinis, right? And jet planes and stuff, right? That's too, whew. And that's where we're going, brothers and sisters. It's just our baby stuff. This comes from our baby minds that they're trying to control. See, and it's blowing them away because our spatial pressure is blowing away. That's why I said pressure is blowing away. But I try to explain to you, right? It doesn't happen by itself. We control it, and the form we're controlling it is spatially. We control it spatially because we're spatial minded. And Master Prophet Muhammad is controlling it technically. That's why he got that will there. So they come at it from both sides. They're the extreme technical. We don't want them, see. But that's why they had to produce the demons. Remember, I tried to explain to you, I says, you have to have something between the spatial and the technical to write, to communicate between the two. See? So, that's what, if you understand art, that's the purpose of the Levites, to be that go-between. See? But the devils, they produce their go-between. That's the demons, right? They're the go-between between us and their evil, technical people. The devils, because they're technical, extremely technical. See? But they need someone to be able to explain our ideas to them so they could bring it into existence. And that's what the demons are. See, it's the same concept, but because they have to have that too. So that's what the demons are. That's the go-between to figure out what we're saying and explain to them, so they could do something with it. That's the purpose of the demons. To take and absorb our energy and transform it into a form that they can use. Because remember, they're not producing energy; they're absorbing it. So they're absorbing our energy. That's what the demons do. They absorb our energy. They take it from us, just like their daddies do. And they take that energy that we give in a form, and they give it to Massa, right? So he can take and use it to try to bring his world into existence. It's all there, brothers and sisters. I think I'm going to leave it there. Try to make it simple, brothers and sisters. Okay. But this light alone, the angel and Suleiman, is enough. We're blowing this whole, like I said, you can tell that by the wind is blowing by the leaves. See, by leaves shaking, the branches shaking, and leaves rattling, right? And so that's how you know Suleiman's on the scene, because all this technology is coming, it's changing the world, and they lose control of it. But you didn't understand that before. Now I'm explaining it to you. So now you know the power, right, of Suleiman and the angel. But I keep telling you, these things don't happen by accident. If there's, it says, act and reaction. Action, reaction, right? It is action, consequence. So you have to have it, before you have reaction, you have to have action. And so this is a reaction. So where's the action that's causing all of this? Where's the action? And it's got to be mental, because this is a mental world we're living in right here. This technology, everything's all mental. That means that where's the mental that's driving it, that's causing all their mental problems, causing them to lose control of it. See? And we know false Israel, right, is the engine behind all this. Behind all this, it's the counter. See, it's driving Gog and Magog. And so Master Muhammad is going to take them out. So once they take them out, there's nothing to oppose us. They just have momentum, and we can quickly end their momentum. And then once the momentum is gone, everything turns in our direction. Hope you understand, brothers and sisters. We are at war, but you need to understand the nature of the war. Just like, for instance, you have to know the nature of the war to survive the war. If Noah didn't know the nature, God said he was going to destroy the earth, right? But, well, how are you going to do it? Because if you're going to do it by fire, then what the hell you need an ark for? See, if you're going to do it with pestilence, what do you need an ark for? You need to know the nature of destruction so you can prepare the proper defense from it. And I've already told you the nature of destruction, the fundamental nature of it is mental. They're trying to bring their vision in, and we're trying to stop our vision. They're trying to use our vision against us. I told you, all energy is all pressure. Once you understand that, right, then you understand how to prevent it. Then you know how to prepare the ark. That's what said. Suleiman, he prepared the ark. He prepared the ark. He said prepared the ark for his people. What you think, we're going to build a boat? That's just a way of telling you he knows he knows the type of defense you need for the pressure that we're being imposed by. So he knows if it's going to be water, then he knows we need to build an ark. There's going to be fire. He knows we need to be at best those suits, fire extinguishers. But he knows pressure, right? and know it's mental pressure. So therefore, he teach you what? The 5 fundamental principles of Islam, and when you apply them, that's your art. That's your defense against it. See? That's your defense. Along with getting in, you got to be certified to get out of here. Just like a story, what it says in the Quran about Noah's son. He said, "Come on, get in the ark." "Oh no, I'm going to high mountain." See. So if he can go to have a mountain, sovereign, why didn't Noah? It's been 800 years building an ark. All he got to do is go to a high mountain. So he goes to a high mountain, and the water covered the mountain and drowned his dumb ass. So you can go out there and apply the 5 fundamental principles of Islam, but if you don't want to support Suleiman and the angel, right? Then that's like you going to the high mountain. See? So you acknowledge there was a problem. See? But you didn't want to take, and you acknowledge, there's a flood and everything else. You acknowledge all of that. See? But you want to come up with your own solution. See? So that drown, get your dumb ass drowned. It's all there, brothers and sisters. See? So he's telling you what it is. Then you have to know the nature of the calamity to defend against it. And the nature of it right now is mental pressure. That's fundamentally what's going on. It's the battle of two minds. It's the greatest two conflicts in history: the gender war and the mind war. And it says this will be greater than the gender war. And what happened to a gender war? Right, split the earth in two, knocked Earth out of orbit, and caused the whole ocean to come flooding, dropping down on what remained, right, of the moon as it blew away an orbit, right? All that water was on it, came flooding, and everybody was on it, got drowned. And said this is going to be worse than unprecedented, because now it's the war between two minds, and the mind is what is God. And so now, technically, we fight as two gods fighting against each other, because down technical, right, the devils, they're gods. They're on the technical side, they're extreme. And then you got the jinn, and the Sunnis. They resist the whole process. You got brothers and sisters. It's a war like it's already going on, and most of you already succumbed to it. Most of you already have succumbed to it, because your mind's been already bent, distorted, corrupted. And it's my job to try to uncorrupt it. See, put some positive vectors that annihilate those negative vectors that's got you inundated with all kind of confusion, got your heart beating the wrong and beating to the wrong vibes, wrong frequency, acting other than yourself. And the point is, once you start shining and you start being fueled by the angel key, that should neutralize that enough, right? So you're not overwhelmed by it. We're still affected by it. I'm affected by it. I'm here. I got a heart. Right? But the point is, I'm not affected by it to the extent you are affected by it. I got 50-some years, right? Experience on building up my defenses. See, 50 years of slop make your heart very firm. But still, no. If you learn the angel and you starting to shine with the angel, you have enough. And you applying the 5 fundamental principles of Islam, right? Then you have enough, right? See, to protect you. See, because remember, we're still in the furnace. We can feel the heat; it just ain't burning us. So I feel the heat. It just ain't burning us. That's what the Ancient Days came. Said flames came out of his throat. It means we're in the furnace. You got to understand, Daniel. It means that it wasn't no metal plane. We're still in the furnace when he arrives, when he sits. We'll still be here in America. The judgment will take place here. But you'll walk through the flames and you will not be burned. You're going to feel the heat. The more you apply it, the less heat you're going to feel. Hope you understand, brothers and sisters. Darkness and light. See? So if they ask you for your energy, your money, and all that kind of stuff, hey, that's darkness. Unless they're reflecting it back, then they're a moon, right? But the only moon that we know about is Elijah Muhammad, and he's not the president right now. See, so I'm not saying there ain't any moons around. I haven't seen any. See? So it's now just stars against darkness. See? Christianity, darkness. Sunnism, darkness. Hinduism, darkness. All those darkness. Nothing but darkness over there. Everything's invisible. And all these clowns, these preachers, and all these demons, all parasites. Give me. What they give in return? Bunch of lip and nothing else. Because they're all angels of darkness. War talk, brothers and sisters. We're at war. If you understand that, you don't understand anything. They declared war against us over 500 years. I said preparation, if you consider preparation 600 years ago, we just start with the dawn of the demons. That's when the dawn of the demons started happening 600 years ago. See? So if that's not war, what is it? And if we understand we're at war, then why have you surrendered? Why are you another side? Why are you giving your energy to the enemy knowingly? Why are you giving your seed to the enemy knowingly? Okay. I'm not talking about the demons. That's what they're supposed to do. I'm talking about you brothers and sisters out there. I'm specifically talking about you time makers and you scriptees and you vipers. Because we're going to deal with you harshly. Harshly. When I say harshly, because you got blood in you. When it says, my people are lost for lack of knowledge, every drop of blood that's lost on your hands because you're blocking this light. You're blocking it. See? And be careful, these people around you, if they're not shining, they're not being fueled by the angel. That don't mean they won't start shining. See? See? But they ain't shining, they're not fueled by the angel. Now they're trying to build up some fuel, right? If they build up, if they're studying it right, they're going to ignite. When they ignite, they start shining. That's how you know they've been fueled. Right now, they're sucking up fuel. See? And some of them are just, they're sucking up fuel to ignite. Some of them are just dead stars. They're sucking up fuel. They're never going to ignite. See? So they're in suspense. We don't know who they are. Are they a dark star, or are they just embryonic star, collecting fuel to ignite? So we don't know. We have to be watching them carefully. But if they're shining, that means, right, because the only stars shining right now are the angel. That's fueled by the angel. Go and check. Bring to me, right now, anytime, bring to me anybody out there that talking about things we're talking about, displaying all this stuff that I'm talking about, and make everything visible. That's what light makes everything visible. Show me anybody, just one person that's doing it. Just one. Just one person that's unlocked the sealed Bible. Show me one person, just one. Now, don't have the whole thing, just part of it. Show me one person. Show me one star out there. Show me one star out there that's shining. I don't know about these wannabe pretending stars that's absorbing all the energy, not doing anything. Show me one star out there that's shining. That's open your eyes. That's making everything visible. Right? That's giving you light instead of absorbing all your light. Show me one that's doing that out there, except this one. Hope you understand, brothers and sisters. I think that's it. So let's see if move on and get ready to close out. So again, we see the master gear. Master from Hum's getting ready to take out this negative master gear, Antichrist. That means they put Gog and Magog into momentum, because right now Antichrist is driving them. There's a driving force, this whole reality, right? Once it's taken out, there's no driving force, so there's no momentum. So it's easy to stop momentum. Once you stop momentum, then all of a sudden there's nothing opposing you anymore. So now everything's, the gears start training your direction. So there's only one direction. It's going to be one religion, mathematics. The Quran tells you that. Suleiman's going to bring in one religion. See? Suleiman, that's a spatial mind. He's leading the spatial tribes. And married with Master Muhammad, right? He's going to make all things new because he's a technician. We say be, he said is. That's what he says, I'm making all things new. Where's he getting the fuel from? From the spatial mind. Once you marry those two together, we're the golden, that's why he says, I want to let my people go so they serve me. See? So we're the fuel, right? That technical power. With spatial power that fuels that technical power. That's why he says, I make all things new. But where is he getting the ideas from? Spatial. That's why he's got to get us to do it. Otherwise, he just go ahead and do it. Why he's got to come and get us to make that happen? He can just make it happen right where he's at. He got to get us to make it happen. Because we're fueling it. We're the spatial mind. He's a technical mind. We get married. We married us together, and we're totally in sync together. See, no opposing master gears anymore. Then we bring all things new, man, new creation, brighter than anything ever existed before. See, because we carry the whole planet. God can make, I try to carry the planet. They can't do it because they're not the God. We came with the earth. Earth is our mother. It's our womb. See, that's why it says, make our own cream of the planet. God, what is cream? Cream starts right from the bottom to the top. That's why I say cream, because that's why we started in the center of the earth, when the earth and the earth heavens was one, when it was all compressed into what the cave is called, the so-called Big Bang. And we was at the center of the earth. There was only one God at that time, just one person, one individual. That's the originator. See? No gender. He was the originator. But he was so wise, he could stop the universe from contracting. Because the universe is contracting. It's not going to stop. How is it going to stop? You need a mind to stop it. Nothing happens without a cause. And it's our mind that drives the universe. And so he had the mind, he had the mental pressure to stop it. That means when he stopped it, that means his mind was as strong as because the universe was contracted to the smallest size. That means it's under the greatest pressure that can possibly be. And to stop pressure, you need pressure, stop pressure. So his mind had to be as powerful as the contracting universe to stop it from contracting. That means that's why we're the God of the universe, because our mind is as powerful, is the most powerful, is as powerful as the entire universe, that we control it. Brothers and sisters, I hope you understand. Hope you understand. Make our own, the cream of the planet Earth, God of the universe. We didn't create the earth, it's our womb. Make it. We made it to what it is. Remember I said you take energy and change from one form to another. So we took the energy, right, that is the earth, and we formed it into the form we gave it is now. That's what they maker. It didn't say the maker owner. Since we made it, we own it. It didn't say we're the creator of the earth. Earth is an extension of our body. Hope you understand, brothers and sisters. I'm going to leave it there. Again, right? Let me move this out the way here. Brothers and sisters. If you want to support this message in any kind of way, we're welcome to have you. Right? We'll give you the fuel, right? So you can be a bright star. See, a beacon for our people. Destroy this darkness. Because we're the only light here. And we're just getting brighter and brighter every day. So if that interests you, then come up. We're not asking anything from you. We just give you. Because we're stars. We're not darkness here. We're not asking for anything. Hope you understand, brothers and sisters. Assalamu alaikum.